Good evening and welcome to War Thunder's website. I am Old Dead Man, your host. We're looking at planned economy changes for February 2022, and they're giving us two options to vote on. But speaking of something that we were voting on before, they are going to revise the bonus reward for victory and defeat from the previous votes we did on the economy. That's right, now it's going to be slightly less rewards for victory and slightly more rewards despite your loss. And same thing for the SL distribution. So that's going to be a change that's going to be implemented. However, one thing I want to kind of give you a heads up on the forum, the moderation team is already basically stating, you voted for this. We're implementing what you voted for. But that's a false narrative right there. It's a zero-sum game they provided us with. They never provided us with the option we actually wanted, which was some bonuses for people who were, who were on the losing side, but had given their all and survived or even ran all the way to the end of the match. So they're saying, you voted for this, you got what you voted for. Well, no, we voted for what we were offered, not what we wanted. So they're already saying, it's your fault, your problem, you voted for this, we're done. So keep that in mind. I don't appreciate that. I don't think you should appreciate that. And I saw that one coming from a mile away back when they were doing the voting. And I'm certain many others did as well. Keep that in mind as we go into the planned economy changes for February and the two different economies that we're being asked to vote on. The two different models are the current vehicle efficiency model. That is where they adjust parameters like the reward multiplier and the repair cost to bring it in line with what they want that vehicle to actually make, plus how it performs, because, as you know, some vehicles do not perform very well and aren't really all that good. So they get bigger rewards or lower repairs or something to make it so you're still able to see those in battle on at least a semi-regular basis. Versus a ranked economy, wherein the position of the vehicle in the rank and the tech tree determines what its repair cost and its reward multiplier is. So that's the two different systems they're providing. Now this is a mixed bag. One is not like all rainbows and unicorns, and the other one's all, horrible and awful. They both have benefits, and they have benefits in different ways. So I'm going to try and give my best and most balanced thoughts on them, and then push my opinion, my actual pure opinion, out to the end. So we're going to deal with hard facts as best we can right now, and I'll give you my opinion at the end as to what I think of both of them in the final analysis. But let's go through what they said. Currently, the game features an economy model with calculation of economic parameters for mid and high-tier vehicles based on the efficiency statistic for each vehicle. Efficiency is the sum of silver lions earned without taking into account the reward multiplier, premium account, boosters, achievement, and mission bonus time for the given time, divided by the number of deaths on this vehicle for the same period of time. That is, more active rewardable actions are performed, and then the less often they lose their vehicle, the higher the efficiency is. We may balance the vehicles by changing their technical characteristics, but very rarely through a limited range. But as a rule, we balance vehicles by the battle rating, and they only change it within certain parameters. One of the things they're going to mention, I'm going to diverge from their description now, they've mentioned that some vehicles can't go any lower because of the nature of the things they do, such as ATGM launchers. You don't want to see those at BR 5.0. Even though you have an awful ATGM launcher that's really easy to kill and doesn't get very many kills or is slow or is useless in general combat, they can't bring it below a certain BR. Similarly, vehicles with heavy armor but mediocre guns, they can only go up so far, because at some point in time, their gun can't do anything to the enemies, and their armor is no longer useful. So they're trying to say that they balance these by either raising or lowering repair costs and placing them in BR in different places. Makes sense. However, it does result in crazy things happening, like an M18 in the US tree and the M18 in the China tree might have different repair costs and reward multipliers and things like that. I don't know the numbers right now. I'm just picking those two because I remember that they're both in two different trees. So that's the advantage or disadvantage, depending on how you look at it, of the current efficiency-based economy. Now, the option of going to a ranked economy means that instead of the efficiency of each vehicle being what matters, it's what BR and what rank they're at. So a vehicle at BR 57 is going to have this repair cost and this reward multiplier, in theory, especially depending on where it is in the actual tree part of itself. So there's going to be some variation in numbers, but by and large, an M18 in China should have the same or extremely similar parameters for rewards and repair costs as an M18 in the US tree. Again, I'm picking on that one because it's one I happen to remember. There's nothing, no other numbers behind that. So the pluses of an efficiency economy, well, your average lossless play in less efficient vehicles of rank 4 or higher with or without a premium account should actually be pretty good. If you don't lose your vehicle, you have this opportunity to get a high reward for playing a mediocre or bad vehicle. Whereas often these most efficient vehicles are in these less popular game nations, and so they get boosted up in repair costs and to the point where they're really not profitable. So less popular vehicles tend to end up being, and that are really good, tend to be so expensive that your average player like you and I can't play them because we will just constantly lose SL, and therefore it's only played by people who can make it, good, and therefore it's even more efficient, and therefore it keeps getting increased in, repair cost and lowered rewards. Versus a rank-based economy, on the plus side, the repair cost and reward multipliers are identical for similar vehicles of different game nations, and there's a clear correlation between economic parameters of repair cost, reward multipliers, and the like, and the position in the research tree. So, again, two similar vehicles at rank 4 should have similar repair cost, similar reward multipliers, etc., because they're at the same place in the research tree. But the downside is there's no way for them to then say, well, this awful vehicle, this bad vehicle, we can't make it attractive by giving it better rewards. We can't make it attractive by making it cheaper to repair. It's in the spot on the tech tree. The only way we can make it more attractive is to change its actual location, which is a challenge in and of itself. You have the two economies there. We got a couple of advantages for one, a couple of advantages for the other, and they both have downsides. In general, if you looked at all of the numbers that they did, you would find that in the mid-range of the BRs and the ranks, rank 3, 4, 5 type range, you're going to get a lower repair cost for some of the unpopular vehicles, and you're going to get a lower reward as well. So lower repairs, lower rewards, looks pretty good overall in the middle range. Whereas at the high ranks, you're going to get a higher repair cost and theoretically a greater reward multiplier for those higher ranked vehicles. But it doesn't really necessarily work out that way. So let's take a look at some numbers here and see what we have to say about it. Now, they do mention some specific examples here, like the TU4 currently is 12,570 Silver Lions repair instead of its current 30,170 SL repair cost. And the reward multiplier would go up instead of the current 1.8. So there would be some real benefits to the TU4. It would get all in better overall. Versus some of the other ones, like the Sturv 121, which is a high-ranked vehicle. It's going to get a little bit less repair cost, but it's also going to lose a little bit of its reward multiplier. So there's a lot of give and take in this. Now let's go take a look at what my crunching of Gaijin's numbers looks like. And you can take this all with a grain of salt. Because again, I'm just looking at the numbers, trying to understand them. I want to be on the same page as you guys so that we can all make the best choices. All right, now this, you can't see the entire chart here, but it is available in the ones that Gaijin provided, where I actually crunched it down and compared the actual numbers. And it turns out that if you are looking purely at repair costs, the efficiency model is better. You'll pay less in repair costs. If you drove literally every vehicle in the game one time and died in all of them, you would end up paying 200,000 silver lions less in the current efficiency model. Versus the rank model, you'd get better rewards, actually, and overall. So none of these are actually, there are no silver bullets here. Each side has positives and negatives. For instance, I'm going to point out here that I counted up all the ones where the efficiency system was better. Is only 276, whereas 211 were the ranked system. So we're not talking huge, vast gulfs here. Same thing with the reward multipliers. Well, there's more positive reward multipliers, but not like a ton more. It's only about 40 or 50, better in the ranks, on the rank side than it is on the efficiency side for your reward multipliers. Let's get into more real meat of this thing, though. Let's look at ground. And I've tried to make this as clear as it could. Basically, I took the numbers from that they provided for the overall for each rank. And I did some math with them, and I chugged them up a little bit, and I spit them out like this. If you look at this chart here, this is for ground vehicles. Red means it's better for the efficiency side of the house, the efficiency economy. And green is better for the ranked economy. So as you can see, for repair costs, the mid-tiers generally are better for the ranked economy. But the rewards are worse. So that's better for the efficiency economy. And at high tiers, it reverses. But let's see what kind of conclusions I came up with. This is, by the way, by nation, by rank. You can take a look at that at your leisure. On ground, France and Sweden ground rank 7 came out better with a ranked economy with both lower repair costs and higher rewards. You can see that down here on France and on Sweden, which both are green at these BRs because they both had improvements in that area. Now, they're not huge improvements, but they are improvements. Germany ground rank 5 came out better with the ranked economy right here. And Sweden ground rank 4, British ground rank 4, and Italy ground rank 5 came out worse with the ranked economy with both higher repairs and lower rewards. However, for Italian rank 5, it's only very slightly worse. The other ones took it more in that one. One of the interesting examples I found was the M1A2 Abrams, which is a top-tier vehicle, which is apparently so overpriced for repairs in the current system that it does not change despite everything around it rising in repair costs. I mean, the Russian equipment all goes up in repair costs, but the Abrams, the M1A2 Abrams, doesn't move because it was already costing far more. Let's move on to the air. Same thing. Green favors ranked, red favors efficiency. U.S. rank 7 is very slightly better with ranked economy with slightly lower repair costs and slightly better rewards. But it is slight. You can look at these numbers over here. That's only +4 compared to these other ones where we're talking in the thousands, and only plus 0.15 for the reward multipliers. Great Britain rank 7 is markedly better with ranked economy with significantly lower repair costs, but only a slight increase in rewards. And Israel rank 6 and 7 both are better with the ranked economy with better rewards and lower repairs. But again, if you look at the chart overall, it is totally a mixed bag. There is no place where it's 100% all in positive, with the exception of those few spots I mentioned. Now let's move on to the blue water economy. And since we're talking, by the way, all these numbers are for realistic, not for arcade, but I think they generally represent things fairly well. In the blue water, US, Japan, and Italy, rank 5 gets a significant increase in repair costs with the ranked economy. That's kind of not working out for them. Germany gets all lower repair costs for a tiny reduction in rewards across all ranks. You can see it's the one that's all green on the left and all red on the right. So definitely a mixed bag, but some people came out better than others on a change to the ranked economy. And finally, coastal, The U.S. entirely loses out on it. They are all lowered reward percentages and all increased repairs, but many of them are very tiny increases. So, we're not talking huge numbers here, but still worse overall for U.S. coastal. And Italy, rank 3, is also losing, but only in the tiniest increase in repair costs without any increase in rewards. And that's what the numbers tell me between the efficiency economy and the ranked economy. And those are the facts as they are presented to us by Gaijin. In reality, it's a mixed bag. Top tier under the ranked economy will have higher repair costs, lower rewards. Mid-range will generally have lower repair costs and decent rewards, not huge, higher rewards. It really comes down to what areas of the game you play the most, how you're going to feel about this change. That said, I'm going to move on to my opinion. The current efficiency economy is not sustainable in the way it's done. It requires so much individual work and with so many more vehicles coming to the game, there is just no way that it can be reasonably balanced using this individual tailored approach to each vehicle in each nation. Yes, they can do a certain amount of it with algorithms and AI, but somebody in the end is going to have to sit there and go through and say, does this make sense? Does this make sense? Does this make sense? And it is a huge amount of effort to maintain. The ranked economy results in more consistency across all the trees, across all the nations, but it does come with some downsides, again, especially at the upper tiers. If you get killed, you're going to be paying more out. And it's not 100% all positive. My vote is going to be for the ranked economy because I believe that it will reduce the workload and allow focus on more important aspects of the game, and understanding that for those that are really, really good at those top tiers, it's going to make no difference at all. They're still going to be making money hand over fist because they're good at that area. For the rest of us who need to make money down lower, I think we'll be in better shape with the ranked economy going forward, even though we might see less of certain vehicles because they just plain suck. There'll still be people like me who are going to go through and they're going to spade them all, and they're going to get really good at some uniquely interesting vehicle that is not commonly used. Those people will still play those vehicles. They're pretty much the ones that play them now. You're going to probably see very little change, in my opinion, overall, in the variety of vehicles being played, unless they actually start reducing the BR and moving the trees around so that bad vehicles get better positioning, get better matchmaking, etc. And that's my thoughts. So my vote's going for the ranked economy for that reason, and pretty much that reason alone. I think it's going to set up for long-term success, even though I don't like some of the things I'm seeing. This is much like the mixed bag from the previous vote. It's a choice without a choice. But either way, I want you to think about these numbers. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and give me your arguments. Tell me what's going to make this better, what's going to make it workable, whether the ranked system is really what you're after, or the efficiency system that we currently have, you think it's going to keep working. Give me a thumbs up. This is a ton of work, and I would really appreciate knowing that you guys appreciate that. You have a great rest of your day, and we will see you in War Thunder.